Hello fellow cinema enthusiasts, my name is Christina and welcome to another Let's Get Reelz movie review. Today's movie I will be reviewing for you is the new live-action Beauty and the Beast. I am so excited to be reviewing this movie for you. I'm not going to go into a whole summary of the story because I'm hoping that all of you grew up with the 1990s version, the animated version of Beauty and the Beast, because it is an absolute classic. It's one of the best animated movies ever, and this live action Beauty and the Beast pretty much follows the animated version, but there were things that were added in and they were done so perfectly. There were quite a few characters that were added and some characters that were not in it, like from the original one, but they were just all so good. There were actually a few new music numbers that were added in it as well. And I gotta say, sometimes when movies add things, like, you know, if you're taking an original movie and then you're adding things to it and you're taking away things from it, sometimes it really sucks. But let me tell you, in this instance, what was added and taken away from the animated movie into this live action version is so perfect. Was so perfect. That's like the word for this. It was just perfect. There were so many great characters, and you know, you have all your familiar characters. You have Belle, you have her father, you have even the horse, you have LeFou, you have Gaston, you have Lumiere and Cogsworth, of course the Beast, and Mrs. Potts and Chip, and you know, a couple of other characters that you're familiar with from the animated series. But then there's these two characters. There is the wardrobe, but she's much different, and then there's a piano in it as well. Audra McDonald plays the wardrobe. She is so wonderful as the wardrobe. Her singing voice is like just totally insane. And then Stanley Tucci is the piano, and the wardrobe and the piano are a singer and a piano player, Italian. They're both Italian, so they have the accent, and that's what they get turned into in the movie, a wardrobe and a piano. And it's so funny too. They're really funny. Emma Watson, I heard, has been getting a lot of shit for playing Belle, and she was even before this movie was released, but I'm just gonna say it right now. She was beyond excellent. She was so fantastic and so perfect as Belle. Her singing was great, and if people are pissed that her singing isn't like Paige O'Hara's singing, people need to get off Emma Watson's back for that, because Paige O'Hara was a Broadway actress. Okay, so she had a Broadway voice that was booming, and obviously Emma Watson isn't a Broadway star. She doesn't have that big booming voice, but her voice was great for it. I think it kind of, like, her singing voice and just the way she acted as Belle made her a little bit more human, if you would. You know, because it's like Belle's like this magical person in the animated series. I mean, that's how I think of her. I mean, I used to watch the animated movie constantly when I was a kid, and even at 29 I'm still watching it with my mom. And this, I think all the characters, even the inanimate objects like Cogsworth and Lumiere and the dresser and the piano, they were like more humanized a little bit, if that makes any sense at all. Probably doesn't whatsoever, but they just were. They were so magical, like in the animated movie. I really didn't have too many expectations going into Beauty and the Beast. I kind of like kept them low. I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know half of the cast. I had no idea Owen McGregor was Lumiere. I had no idea Sir Ian McKellen was Cogsworth. I was like so shocked. I actually realized it was his voice by the end, like before they turned human. I'm like, oh my god, that's Sir Ian McKellen. And Dan Stevens, I believe, is the guy who plays the Beast. Perfect. His voice was awesome. And the guy who played Gaston, I believe it was Luke Evans. Holy crap, that guy was like whoa, he was a great guest on. And Josh Gad as LeFou, nobody could have been better as LeFou. He, like, it's almost like he was the cartoon version. He looked like the cartoon version almost, and he was excellent. And I like the little twist that they put on LeFou in this movie. It was very good. Kevin Kline plays Belle's father, and he was excellent. I haven't seen Kevin Kline in a movie in a really long time, and I liked it. I was so surprised he was in it, much like the rest of the cast was very surprised that he was in this movie. So this live action Beauty and the Beast is so excellent. I really recommend you go see it. As I said, some of the things that were added to the storyline were great. It really gave the story more depth, and it just really made it more interesting to watch. And it really, those new scenes, there's new musical numbers in it, there's new lines in it. They really made this live action stand out to the animated one. Now, they did keep a lot of lines from the animated version. You'll know them right away if you grew up watching the cartoon movie, and then you go and see this one, you'll be like, oh my god, that's from the original. That's like word for word, scene for scene, right out of the original. Great. But you know, those extra scenes, those extra little things added to the story really make this live action one stand out, and I loved all the scenes. I love the story and how they did make it different. So that was my review / ramble of the live action 2017 version of Beauty and the Beast. If you like this review in any way, please give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below if you have seen this, or if you just really like the animated Beauty and the Beast. Let me know. I would love to discuss either one of them. It doesn't even matter. So down in the comments, let's discuss. And also in the comments, if you have any suggestions of what I should watch next, leave them there, and if I pick your movie and I watch it and I review it, I'll give you a shout out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for future Let's Get Reelz movie reviews. And as always, keep watching movies and stay absolutely fabulous.